Howdy rock buds, it's Papa. Hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to say thanks for all the encouraging and nice comments you've given me on these videos. It warms the cockles of an old man's heart and makes me so happy. Today we're going to talk about some of the confusing terminology relating to gneiss in general, gneiss being a metamorphic rock, and granite gneiss in particular. We'll take a look at about 5 of the terms that refer to gneiss and granite gneiss in particular, see if we can get a handle on them. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It helps me immensely. So here we go. Different terminology for the types of granite gneiss. But first, what is granite gneiss? Well, granite gneiss is a metamorphic rock that is usually the result of metamorphosed granite. It almost always has metamorphic banding. Granite gneiss has about the same minerals as granite, that would be quartz, potassium-rich feldspar, sodium-rich feldspar, some biotite, and maybe a little bit of muscovite as well. Here's some pictures of granite gneiss, and the most important thing to note right here is the metamorphic banding, which almost always happens with granite gneiss and other types of gneiss. Metamorphic banding is caused by the intense pressure associated with metamorphism. Pressure and associated heat causes the lighter minerals like quartz and potassium feldspar and sodium feldspar to separate from the dark minerals like biotite and hornblende and make these interesting bands. Another important thing about granite gneiss is that the crystals in the rock are big enough to where you can see them with your naked eye. And by the way, banding means those light and dark lines. It's where the light minerals like quartz and potassium feldspar separate out from the dark minerals like biotite, forming lines. That's part of the metamorphic process. First kind of gneiss we want to look at is called orthogneiss. This simply means any kind of gneiss that's formed by the metamorphism of an igneous rock. An igneous rock, that's the key. It could be granite gneiss or biotite gneiss or some other gneiss, but if it's formed from an igneous rock, it's called orthogneiss. Hey guys, all of the pictures of granite gneiss that we just looked at a little while ago are examples of orthogneiss because they were formed from the metamorphism of granite. In fact, most gneisses are orthogneiss formed from igneous rock. And the way that I remember orthogneiss is that it's awful nice that most gneisses are in fact formed from igneous rocks. Hope that helps. On the other side of this terminology coin, we have paragneiss. Paragneiss is gneiss that has formed from sedimentary rock. Here's some pictures of paragneiss for you guys to look at. Most paragneiss that I know about forms when a granite pluton intrudes into limestone. Silicon in the granite combines with calcium carbonate in the limestone to form calc-silicate minerals, which are characteristic of most paragneisses. Here's some pictures of calc-silicate minerals for you guys to have a look at. So how do you tell a paragneiss formed from sedimentary rock from an orthogneiss formed from igneous rock? They both have metamorphic banding, so that doesn't help me. It does help me to know that most gneisses are orthogneiss, especially granite gneiss, because it was formed from granite. Also, if I see some greenish color in a gneiss, I might consider that possibly to be a paragneiss, especially if its geologic context where it is, where I found it, indicates that there's limestone nearby or something like that. My take is that neither of these terms, paragneiss and orthogneiss, are used very commonly these days in geology, but I thought it might be helpful for you guys to know about them. Our next funky term is MIGMATITE. That is where a metamorphic rock like a granite gneiss has been subjected to so much heat and pressure that some of the gneiss remelts into igneous rock like granite. So you have two kinds of rock in a MIGMATITE. Okay, so here is a MIGMATITE scenario. You have a hunk of granite, and it is subjected to the heat and pressure of metamorphism. That metamorphism metamorphoses that granite into granite gneiss. But the heat and pressure of metamorphism continues, and some parts, usually the felsic parts like quartz and feldspar, remelt, and start to form granite again, an igneous rock. If that heat and pressure continues, the whole rock will just turn into granite. That's part of the rock cycle process, how rocks are recycled. Granite gets heated up, metamorphosed into granite gneiss. The granite gneiss continues to get hot, it remelts as granite, and the cycle just goes on and on. And here are some pictures of MIGMATITE. Hey guys, do you get the idea that you can identify a MIGMATITE by these very swirly, twisted bands? I think so. Reminds me of something that might be good to eat. I remember MIGMATITE by thinking about the very tight, twisted, swirly bands. MIGMATITE. The next funky term we have is MYLONITE. And by the way, there's only one more after this. Yay! MYLONITE is a gneiss or a schist that's caught between two geologic terrains that are sliding horizontally against each other. This causes massive sideways pressure that flattens out the minerals and smears them out. A geologic terrain is simply a hunk of land that has a unique geologic history. This is the kind of thing we're talking about. See these two hunks of real estate, they're sliding against each other, and the rocks that are caught in between are getting smashed and smeared and stretched. And this kind of zone is called a strike-slip zone. The rocks that result from this process are called mylonites. The line on this map marks the Brevard Fault Zone, a majorly huge strike-slip zone that produced bunches and bunches of mylonites. The Brevard Fault Zone runs from Virginia down through Alabama. Here are some pictures of some mylonite gneisses for you to look at. Can you see the squashed and smeared and flattened out appearance of these that's produced by this strike-slip action? Hey guys, the way I remember mylonites is, how far did the strike-slip action go? Well, it went about a mile a night. Of course, it didn't really go a mile a night, but that helped me remember that. And now for our last funky term, AUGEN gneiss. AUGEN gneiss is a gneiss that's been severely compressed by metamorphism. Like if you were to stand on a sandwich, it would get compressed against the floor. This compression process smashes the minerals kind of flat and makes them look like eye shapes. And the name AUGEN is a German word that means eye shape. So rock buds, what's the difference between mylonite and AUGEN? Well, mylonite happens when you get this sliding past. AUGEN happens when you get this compression. Here are some pictures of AUGEN gneiss for your viewing enjoyment. Are those eye shapes winking at you? Okay, rock buds, that's it for funky terms associated with gneiss and especially granite gneiss. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please subscribe. This is your Rock Papa saying, happy rockin'. Papa out.